Arazi, care to do the honors and teach everybody how to play this game?
I would love to. So, the game is the Night Cage. The premise of the game is you find yourself in a dark prison. All you have is a candle to light your way, and the passageways are so small you're crawling. So, that's the premise of the game.
All right.
Things to know.
This hole is built for me.
There is no actual border. When you get here, this comes over here.
You Pac-Man it.
Yeah, it's Pac-Man rules.
it.
You just go around and around and
Are
around.
these spaces off on the edge?
These spaces aren't actual.
They're not spaces.
Yeah. So if you were
So
here,
this
you would
is-
place a
this is
tile
the
either
edge.
here or here. Yeah.
Got it.
These spaces, and we'll get to that
signify
mechanic.
that
You can drop your candle
yeah,
meeple
got it,
to indicate where you
that's
fall in the pit. So every player has a start tile.
Looks like this.
Looks like that.
Wow.
Each player will start individually. It goes clockwise. You don't place your tile until it's your turn to start. This way you can decide whether you want to join up or move away. The advantage of joining up, less tiles taken away from the candle.
Because when we run out of tiles in the candle, the game is approaching endgame.
Yes.
And
Oh,
if
no.
we're not ready for endgame yet, that's bad news.
The downside of joining up is there are things lurking in the dark that will attack you.
Monsters!
Monsters. In this, we're playing the base game, so we're only going to worry about wax eaters.
These things.
Oh, they only
These things.
wax. That's fine.
So,
I'm made out of.
Except our only light is a candle.
yeah.
Oh no!
The wax eaters attack in every direction, not diagonal, and will only attack through connecting pathways.
Gotcha.
So it's something to note when you are playing with someone, when you're next to them, they will attack within that pathway. So left, right, up, down. If the pathway is broken either by a missing piece or a back end or a pit,
That.
it won't pass through the pit or a blocked off connection.
Good enough.
Right?
But a contiguous path, it will hit you.
Attack. And like through here, yeah. So everyone is looking for a key. A key looks like this.
Oh, thank you. I've never
You
seen
can
a key.
good. Some people don't know what a key looks like. So each player can only hold a candle and a key. You cannot pick up multiple keys. You can, however, trade your key to another player as a free action
If they are adjacent to
if they are adjacent to you.
Okay.
Let's start. Yeah.
When you
let's-
drop in, you're gonna add tiles on every connecting
Yes.
path,
Okay.
just adjacent to you.
Yeah.
That's
So
what your candle is illuminating.
your candle can
Okay.
see one space in through your path. So if you draw a four-way,
You get 4
I'll
tiles.
demonstrate with a pit.
yeah. So if you draw a four-way, you let's say this is a four-way tile, you can see up, down, left, right.
Yep.
And those are your markers. If you draw a T, you can see up, down, and then the straightaway. And if it's a single path that you draw,
You can only see.
see down that path.
Okay.
As you move through the game,
So if you start here,
Those two.
you can-
and then you move to this space. This is a bad example because stuff would happen, but
this
whatever.
this path would disappear.
It
Because
goes
you can't-
away.
You cannot see it anymore.
Unless
it's a
another-
magical labyrinth.
Oh.
As you're drawing through your tile pieces, you might end up pulling a wax eater.
They look like this.
They look like
this
this guy.
right over here.
You pick one by one. You don't pick two or four or three. However, the path diverges. And then you decide where they place. So let's say you placed a straightaway here, and the next thing you pull is a wax eater.
Okay.
You drop that there. The wax eater will not attack you until someone moves within its line of sight.
Yeah, they're activated by movement.
Yes. How we played it was as soon as this one drew it, it attacked right away. That is not how you do it.
Gotcha.
So if let's say you draw a wax eater and player 1 is here and player 2 is here, and this is a straight path, as soon as either player 1 or player 2 moves, depending on whose turn is
The
first,
wax eater's gonna hit the other.
the wax eater is going to hit the other.
Gotcha.
Because if you move to activate it, you evade whatever its attack is.
Right.
Great.
Wax eater's
wax
here.
eater's here. If this player moves here, this player gets attacked. If
So he
this-
does get attacked.
Yes, if this player moves here, this player gets attacked.
Okay.
But to answer your question, Dustin, if it looks like this, that's a dead end.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wax
that
eater
makes-
can't see that.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course. Normally, I thought he could only attack like adjacent, but
No,
it's full.
It's a
like,
He
full,
has-
yeah. Any
anything
contiguous
within the
path.
it's
Okay.
4 directions.
Yes.
You have what is called nerves.
Oh,
Sorry, I
I'll go
moved
back.
over.
I'll go back. That's fine.
Nerves. You collect a nerve. Every player starts out with 1, but you can collect up to 2. So total you can hold is 2. You can spend a nerve to block, charge, or sustain. In the base game, there's no real reason for you to charge a monster. That's more in the advanced games. Block, you're still gonna get hit by the monster and you're still gonna go lights out mode, but instead of losing 3 tiles from the candle, you'll lose 2.
So less time lost
Correct.
on the.
Sustained is when we get to final flicker mode. Sustained, you can stay in a spot to keep it illuminated. Once you burn through your nerves, tiles start disappearing regardless if you can see them or not.
Yep.
And that goes around the circle.
Yep.
Once you're in lights out mode, you can only move in one direction. You have to choose if you go left or down. You won't get to draw these tiles. You don't get to see until you make a move.
Yeah. If
So
lights.
once you say
yeah.
down, you flip the tile. If that's where you're moving to, like if it's a monster, you're moving towards that monster.
And getting attacked again.
And getting attacked again.
Cool.
If you move towards a player adjacent, let's just say it's like this, you automatically, the other player, lights your candle back and you can flip back into...
Oh, if your candle gets blown out.
Yeah,
Right,
if your
got it.
candle's
Lights
blown
on
out,
Got
then if at any point you're adjacent to another player,
Yep.
Then you just
It
light.
just-
on
lights.
either player's turn.
Yep. It's a free action, just
Yeah.
like passing a key is.
Cool.
Free action. You'll see tiles that have cracks. You can step on that. On the next movement off that space, it will break and become a pit.
It's at the end of the following turn because you have the option to move or stay.
Yes.
Unless your light's out, and then you have to move. But if you have your light still, you have the option to move or stay. If you stay, you burn a tile from the tower, but you gain a nerve.
Up to, you only held 2, so
Yeah.
keep that in mind. You'll
But-
burn tiles for no reason.
But if you are standing on a tile that's got cracks and you opt to stay, then it turns into a pit. You fall into the pit.
Yes. So if you fall into the pit, and you can also backtrack and jump into a pit. Sometimes that's a better way to go to dodge a monster. So
Yeah, because if you move off of that cracked space, it turns into a pit too.
if you're on a pit, jump into a pit, whatever, the pit, you move your character off to wherever you're going to indicate falling on that column
Either
or
the
that
column
row.
or the row.
So wherever you are. So this, you can fall here or here. You all know what columns and rows
here.
are. And it has to be a blank space. You cannot fall onto a tile.
Yeah.
It has to be a blank space.
On your next turn, you will
your
fall
next
back
turn.
into the.
So a way to mark where you're going is if I'm like, okay, cool, I want here, I'm gonna fall through this row, or I'm gonna fall through this column. That's what these sides are for. The objective, thank you, is you're looking for
keys.
these keys.
Everybody's got to get a
Every
key.
player has to have 1 key.
There are 6 in the deck.
You need 4 keys to unlock a gate. In
Here.
Yep.
Here we
In
go.
the deck, there are 6 keys and 4 gates. If we lose 2 of these, we're gonna have a real hard time. We can't lose any more than
Right.
2. We can only lose up to 3 of these. If we lose 4, lose 3
Three.
here, the game is over. We lost. We cannot complete the mission of freeing ourselves from this prison.
Right. The only one player can stand on a tile at a time.
Yes.
The only exception to that are the gates.
Are the gates. The gates, if you think about it, everyone's crawling on their hands and knees except for the gate rooms. Those are a big room that you can stand up
Right.
on.
And once we've all got a key, if we all get to a gate, to the same gate,
Yes.
we
Awesome.
unlock the gate, we all get out.
Cool.
If we can't find 4 keys, if we've lost all 4 gates, or if we just get to a point where we've run out of tiles and we've lost tiles to the point where it's just not going to be possible for us
Connect
to
the
get
gates.
there,
We lose. So, a thing to know about when you stay in a place to gain a nerve, you burn
one tile.
one tile.
Yeah.
The exception is if you burn a monster piece, that monster piece has to be played on the board.
Okay.
On
but you don't burn,
connected to the tile.
Yeah,
you're on,
you
I
don't
think.
burn another piece. You just go, oh, that's a monster piece. It has to be played. The only way that monsters get burnt is if a monster attacks you and they're within the 3 tile pieces that you have to burn for being attacked.
As I recall, I believe it has to replace one of the tiles.
Yes, it does replace one of the tiles it's connected to.
Yeah.
And I think that's
enough. Yeah.
That's all.
Hey, thanks for hanging out. If you want to spend more time with us, do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, head on over to twitch.tv/BNB Tabletop and give us a follow there. We play board games live every Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time on a show we call The Board and Barrel. And we like to keep things interactive. You guys can influence what happens throughout the course of a game with our Buff and Nerf house rules. You can also make predictions on how things are going to pan out, play virtual bingo for a chance to win a free board game of your own, and heckle us and stuff from the chat. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you Sunday night.